before we jump onto the techniques to learn and remember English vocabulary once and for all, let me tell you what does not work. The techniques which are not going to work in your favor, and probably you're using those techniques right now in order to build your vocabulary better. Number 1, keeping all the time one notepad with you. Most of the people are gonna suggest you this thing. Keep one notepad so that whenever you come across new vocabulary, write it down, find the meaning, and remember, cram it up technically. And that does not work unless you're preparing for GRE exams or TOEFL exams. Otherwise, in order to use them in your conversation, that technique doesn't work. That's a big bogus. It's impossible. I did that during my school days, and guess what? I learned nothing out of it. Yeah, what I can do is I can tell the meaning if somebody asks me in order to take tests, but in uses, bringing those vocabulary in uses is one of the most difficult job one can have in order to build better vocabulary. Second technique that doesn't go well, taking 10 vocabularies in a day and mugging them up, cramming them up, and trying to use them in the conversation next day. It's impossible job. You learned the meaning of it. You did not learn how to use them. Resultantly, when you're actually talking to people, it's impossible to use them. Or else the scene would be, I read yesterday, there was this vocabulary, I don't know. Shit. Well, technique number 3, which does not work well. You cannot use same method for all the purposes, all right? Let's take an example here. There are 2 guys. First guy wants to score good in GRE exam or TOEFL or IELTS exam, and second guy simply wants to speak better English. Means appropriate vocabulary is something that he has been targeting. Now, if they both have different purpose, they both cannot get success by using same method. The one who is preparing for GRE exam probably will do wonders if person is just, cramming up the words and the meaning of it, and they'll score good. But second person will fail in bringing vocabulary in spoken English. So yes, that's the problem. Well, then what works? Let me tell you what works. Technique number 1. Learning the words from etymology. Yes, learning the word from its root. You see, if you learn one word from its root, you will technically learn multiple words out of it. The adjective, the noun, and in fact, different forms of it, right? Let's put an example here. Philanthropist. When I first came across this word, it was hard nut to crack. Remembering this and using this was this, Herculean job for me. So I just broke it up. I went to its root. And it was philanthrope. Anthrope means mankind. Philan means, of course, the love. So the one who loves mankind. And, of course, eventually the meaning what you get out of it is the person who does charity, the person who loves mankind, the person who helps mankind, the one who does patronage, right? So when I know the meaning, probably even if it becomes philanthropist, philanthropically, I would understand the meaning. So this works wonderfully in order to understand the context. Well, second technique that works wonderfully, reading. You see, reading can never be replaced. No matter what you do, you ought to read in order to build better vocabulary. Now, but reading, how will it help? You see, when you read, and especially storybooks, you might not understand all the vocabularies used into it, but you will surely understand the context of it. And that's what the technique is. Understand the contextual meaning, not the exact meaning of the word. If you understand contextual meaning, you would be in better position to understand the speaker at the same time to use the particular word. For an instance, let's say, right now, Jordan is shooting my video and he's taking a lot of take. It's not my fault. So I can tell you're a horrible person. You are demeaning me. Probably you don't understand the meaning of demeaning. But when I said you're a horrible person, that makes all the sense. So that's the technique. Understand the contextual meaning of it. Well, technique number 3, which will surely work in your favor. Whensoever you come across a new vocabulary, take your diary and pen and don't write it. That's right. Don't write it. Now, what happens next is, whenever you come across new vocabulary, you take a diary, you write it down, you find the meaning probably in Google or in dictionary, and yes, after writing it down, you keep it in some shelves and nobody knows where it goes because you haven't understood it. What all you did, you wrote the meaning just to make the diary. So what should you do instead? Well, whensoever you come across a new vocabulary, go on wordreference.com. Yes, why I'm suggesting word reference? Well, because I want you to understand its context. I want you to learn vocabulary in the form of sentences, how it is used, rather than what is the meaning of it. Yes, when you go on wordreference.com, you'll have multiple examples using the same word so that you will be sure of using the vocabulary the same day. Now, what is the catch? Alright, so this is the vocabulary what I have. The vocabulary is benevolent, and I went on wordreference.com. I understood the meaning, and as there were multiple examples of it, and after that quickly I used that vocabulary to somebody. I talked to my mom, and though of course she doesn't understand English, yet I told her, you know what, you are a benevolent woman. Yes, she didn't understand, but I used that vocabulary. You see, sometimes you gotta look for the way, sometimes you gotta create the way. So these were the 3 techniques which are surely going to work wonderfully in order to build better vocabulary. See you in the next video. By then, do write in the comment section below which method did not work for you. I mean, out of 3 methods what I talked about, and which method will work for you because you understand that. Alright, see you.